Hello YouTube, this is the Java Programmer, and in our last video we finished coding for our graph of the MACD, and I wanted to test it out before I showed you guys, and there's still more issues, but here's what it looks like. I'm going to run the program, and maybe you can guess what's wrong. Here's our chart. And if you notice, we have this red line up top, and we have these like dark, one's black and one's purple line down below. And it's almost at 0. Well, I spent a while trying to figure out what in the world's going on with that. And then I realized that the MACD does not put itself on the normal graph. So I'm going to show you my trading software, my Oanda client here in a second, and show you the values for the MACD. So I've started up my trading software, and I want to show you what the MACD looks like. So here is my Oanda, if you notice, my FX trade practice client. However, these are real. These are live rates. I'm looking at the 1 hour time frame on the Euro USD, and if I click on our graph and I say add study, the study that it asks that I want to add is the MACD. You can see it defaults in our 12.26.9, and here's what that looks like. So if you remember, on our get MACD, our data points have 3 points in them. And if we look at our TA-lib helper, remember it's the, my mouse is still going nuts. It's the MACD, the signal, and the histogram. So if we look at our chart here, we see the blue line is the MACD. I think the pink line is the signal. Let's see, color. Yep. Signal line is pink, MACD is blue, and the histogram is these bars up here. However, if you look at these numbers, negative 0.0040. These numbers are nowhere in the range of the price numbers. Price numbers up here, 1.075. And these numbers are in a totally different space. So when we added these to the graph, I'll bring that back up here. It puts those lines, they look like a line, is down here. So we're going to have to graph these on a different graph because this graph is not going to work for us. In writing this graph, I realized that most of the stuff that we have in the OHLC graph, or the OHLC chart, is not specific to this chart, and in doing so I put together some concept code, and I realized that we needed to create a general chart to be able to abstract out some of the code that is going to be shared across all charts. So from this point forward, I think it's going to be mostly a refactor of how our charts are working. But I think we can do it pretty quick, and maybe I will speed up these videos so you don't have to listen to me ramble on. But anyway, here we go. So I'm just going to what I want to do, and then we'll actually create. So let's say line, hist chart. Now it's doesn't exist yet. MAC, D chart equals null. X chart exists. While true, we want to get some, let's go for this many history points. We're going to show the EMA20 on other charts, and our other chart will show the other one. So let's do this OHLC chart. Okay. So this will, if I run this right now, as you saw before, we get the, let's just run real quick, we'll check it works. We got our well, it's at the set the line. Let's get these update points. So let's see again. So that keys not going to be on the chart, and the chart's going to correct itself as far as space goes. So here we go. And on our first update, I think we'll get the email 20 that pops in here. I'm not sure why it's going on first. We'll go through that, I suppose. Why are we not getting the? Oh, I see why. This needs to be not 90. This needs to be the email 20. There we go. And let's cut that for now. Let's run this. So we should see what the candles and the black line that is the email 20 on this chart. And there it is. So we basically want to do another chart. You see the emails black periods. We want to have a line chart. We're going to do something very similar. So the line chart, we're going to take this code, we're going to copy it. And instead of creating a OHLC chart, we're going to create a line history chart. Again, we don't have this class when we write. We're not going to pass it history, we're going to pass it just that. And in this case, this chart is going to be set updating data points. We're probably going to do something more along like initialize chart. So let's do this. Init chart, we'll pass in an key, and from that point forward, it doesn't have history. So we will just update the points, data points. Now, if you recall on our previous chart, we have two different numbers. We have number 0 for the bars, and we have number 1, which was the line. So I think we're going to need to tell it which ones we want to. In the line chart, we're going to have bars. So number 0 is going to be where we remember our points. Let's put an key down here. So I think we're going to have to pass in here an index on our update points. So let's, I think we want to, not the history, but let's, so this way our chart is going to be the same. And one last thing, instead of updating points here, we want to say update, well, that's the index, sorry, right here. Update data bars. So bars is different than points. This way you can just update points on the graph or update bars also. So I think this is what we want. Now, granted, as you can see, this is all red because it doesn't exist. So we're going to have to go in and let's look at our chart class. Our chart class has got a lot of methods. We want this to extend a, I don't know, let's call it a general chart. I think that's probably what we want to call it. Not a general chart. Let's call it a generic. Can't spell tonight. Generic chart. So let's create that class. Create class generic chart. It's under the UI package. It's got nothing in it at the moment. But let's think about what a generic chart might want. So sure on the iPad start and then it it's a there we go. We have the code for adding a chart. Now, some of the stuff that's going to be shared is going to come out of our existing chart class. So what we just wrote essentially was this code. Our init chart, that's going to be specific to each chart. So I think we can grab these two methods just as they are, and we'll put them over here. So we got generate data set, passing in the bars. Yep, that looks good. Then we're going to have a update points, which we go through and set up the all the we run this method, and I think let's put that up here. We're gonna have another one here. It's called public void update data bars, and it's going to take in a, well, let's see. Update data set basically does what we want. Update bars. It's going to do roughly the same thing. So let's look at this for a second. If I take this, put that in here, what's coming in? It's a linked list of bars. So it's not this. Data bar bars and generate bars. So that's going to run, we need to run this guy. I think that's what we want. So that exercises all these methods that we've already got in place. Multiple time series. So I think we deleted those out of here. This is happening in our class. This one can go away also. And let's see what's missing. I think we're not going to pass this in anymore. I think all we want to do here is just super the chart name. And we're pretty much done. So it makes code a lot simpler. I think something's missing here. I need one of these. Aha. These need to be protected. Yep. We don't need this anymore. We don't need that anymore. And once we've initialized the chart, we're going to call our add chart. So let's just double check that we like this. We've got our lines, got all of our options, time, price, defaults. Yep, I think this looks good. So we've just converted over to a generic chart. Let's run this and make sure that it works. So this works. That's broke. Let's see, why is this broke? This should be there. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I see why. It's private. And it needs to be public. So let's see. This goes away. What's wrong with why isn't this one? What's the matter with this one? Aha. Yes. Let's see. Update bars. That's just going to be sent to the position 0. And this one we're going to have to index. Going to have to pass in an index on where we want these points to be sent to. Either they're going to go to 0 or they're going to go to 1. The renderer of the chart. So, where are we at? I think we can comment this out for the moment. Comment this out. See if it still runs. It'd be a miracle if it does. And there it is. What do you know? Not seeing my EMA 20. Oh, there it is. Great. So I think this needs to happen right here. Oh, it has to happen there too. All right. So this video's gone way too long. In the next video, we will write our line chart. And then probably in the third video, we will show the two charts together. And then on to indicators. Thanks for watching. This was the Java Programmer.